you will get to proceed to the boss stage of that world. Okay, but for testing purposes, I have set the number of stages to just 1. Okay, so what we were doing using Photoshop just now, okay, was to create designs for a minion that this new boss will summon randomly. Okay, so other than his frost breath, he's also able to shoot ice shards like this. Okay, and that was game over. So what we are doing today is to give him the ability to summon minions that will appear randomly on the boss stage. Okay, while the boss is also attacking you. Okay, it will also make the boss stage, that much more interesting and that much more challenging, since you also have to defeat the minions. Okay, so these are the enemies of the ice world. Okay, there is actually another world before the ice world, which is the brick world. Okay, but for testing purposes, I have set the game to start from the ice world. Okay, you might have also noticed that each and every stage is randomly generated, which means that the platforms, okay, are different each time you start a new stage. Okay, and that's also true for the boss stages. Okay, and that's why we are creating a new design for the minion. Okay, that will be, I should say, summoned by the ice boss, which you have just seen a quick demo from. Okay, so I mentioned that there is a brick world before the ice world. Okay, and in the brick world there is also a boss. Okay, but the boss is not as tough. Okay, as this boss that we are working on. Okay, so this is rather similar to one of the enemies in the ice world. Okay, where it has a platform on its lower half. So if it has a platform as its lower half of the body, this means that it most likely is a stationary enemy that will not move. Okay, but will attack using its head, which is actually its upper half of its body. Okay, so we could either have a minion that moves by bouncing around, okay, which is version 1, or we could have a minion that moves by using its legs, which is version 2, or version 3. Or we could also have a minion that does not move, which is version 4. Okay, so which one would you prefer? Version 1, 2, 3 or 4? Okay, version 2 doesn't really look that interesting, by the way. And version 3 looks kind of weird with the legs that looks like they are from a swing, which might indicate that the head will rotate, which is not the case. So version 2 and version 3 is definitely out. So it's either version 1 or version 4. Okay, so to help us decide, let's revisit the ice boss stage. Okay, by the way, the stages in the ice world also have slippery floors, so okay, there's less friction for you to run around, which means that it's also harder for you to control your characters. Okay, so on this ice boss stage, if we have the minions appear on top of the platforms and they are not moving, okay, it would make it that much more challenging. Okay, as sometimes jumping on top of the platforms to avoid the boss's attack will be that much more difficult. Okay, notice how the purple ice shards follow wherever you go. So you will have to constantly move around or you will be easily defeated. Okay, so for the minions, we will use version 4. Okay, so version 4 will be summoned whenever the boss does the summoning spell. Okay, let's rename this to either left 0 or rather just ice minion. Boss 2 minion either left 0. Okay, so now we will need to add some shading to this new minion on the top right and the bottom left. Okay, it will not be that obvious, but the point is to make it noticeable but not outstanding. Okay, we'll also make the bottom platform darker. Okay, it's not really that obvious. But once again, the point is to make it slightly different. Okay, now if you look at the zoom out version on the right, okay, the parts that have been added with additional shading. Okay, it's slightly more obvious. On the top right and bottom left corner. Okay, maybe we shouldn't make it so bright. Let's try this. Okay, so now that we have the design for the minion, okay, we'll need to create the animation frames. Okay, for this minion, hey, what's up, Loof? Thanks for dropping by. Okay, I'm not sure of the exact pronunciation of your name, but okay, it seems like it sounds like Loof, so that's what I'm going to call you from now on. Okay, so now we will create the animation frames frame by frame. Okay, this will allow us to control the animation with better precision. Okay, so this is the second frame where we will move the head up by 1 pixel. So the difference between the first and second frame is that the head has moved up by 1 pixel. Okay, let me see how many frames do I need. Let's see. Okay, so I need 4 frames. Okay, so this is the second frame. Okay, let's create the third frame. Okay, we will move the body up another pixel. Okay, let me just check the Okay, so for the last frame, we will move the body up by 1 more pixel. Okay, but for the eyes, we'll move down 1 pixel. So it's like the head is floating up, but towards the end, the eyes will move down 1 pixel. Okay, which will indicate that it has stopped going up and will come down. Okay, so that is the idling animation for when it is facing the left. Okay, so now we will do the same thing for when it is facing the right.